He took little X.
Funny. And little Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X.
All the sort of federal money going to media companies is what helps explain why the legacy media all says the same thing at the same time.
The internet is absolutely losing it after Whoopi Goldberg made some jaw-dropping remarks about Elon Musk's son, sending shockwaves across social media. And let's just say, Musk did not take it lightly. If you thought The View had stirred up enough controversies in the past, this one might just top them all. The moment Whoopi's words hit the airwaves, the backlash was instant. Fans, critics, and even some former supporters were calling her out. But the real storm came when Musk himself decided to step in. And if there's one thing we all know about Elon, it's that he doesn't let things slide, especially when it comes to his family. When you go after his kid, it's war. Elon wasted no time firing back, and he did not hold back. He called out Whoopi and her co-hosts in a blistering social media post, accusing them of being outright bullies, mocking a child on national television.
Joe has allowed all kinds of people to come on, people we agree with, people we don't agree with. I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation.
He called it disgusting and said it showed their true colors. And as expected, his tweet exploded. Within seconds, it was everywhere. The internet split into two camps, those who agreed with Musk and those who thought he was overreacting. But while the debate raged on, Elon wasn't done. He kept going, doubling down on his stance and putting The View directly in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. He wasn't just upset. He was on a mission to expose them. That's when Musk dropped a bombshell. He didn't just criticize Whoopi, he went after the entire show, claiming that The View was nothing more than a scripted performance designed to push personal agendas. And he wasn't pulling these accusations out of thin air. He came armed with receipts. He called out the network itself, saying it should be held accountable for letting their hosts say whatever they want without any fact-checking. His words sent a ripple effect through the media world, making people question just how much of what's said on daytime TV is actually authentic. And just when it seemed like things couldn't escalate any further, they did, because Musk had one more thing to say. Elon made it very clear, when you come for him, you better be ready for the consequences. And this time, he wasn't just talking about a Twitter feud. Rumors started swirling that Musk might take legal action, or even use his massive influence to put serious pressure on the network. Some sources even claimed that executives behind The View were in panic mode, scrambling to do damage control before things got worse. And let's not forget, Musk has serious power, not just online, but in business, tech, and even media. If he really wanted to make an example out of them, he could. The only question now is, will The View fight back? Or are they about to learn exactly what happens when you mess with Elon Musk?
Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay? Okay?
Oh.
Anywho, he took little X.
Funny. And little Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X.
According to insiders, The View is in full-blown crisis mode and it's not looking good. Producers are scrambling, PR teams are frenzied, and executives at ABC are reportedly losing their minds. Damage control, it's failing. Every time they try to put out one fire, another one erupts. And at the center of this raging storm, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, two of the biggest names on the panel, who are getting slammed from all directions. Social media is relentless, with people digging up everything they've ever said, twisting it into evidence of an ongoing pattern. This isn't just another controversy, this is a full-scale disaster, and the fallout is only getting worse. But here's what makes this whole situation way more dangerous. This isn't just about a tasteless joke or a poorly worded opinion. They didn't just criticize anyone, they went after Elon Musk's son. And if there's one thing we all know about Elon, it's that he doesn't let things slide. We're not talking about a random CEO who will issue a brief statement, take the hit, and move on. Nope, this is Elon Musk, the man who owns Twitter, the man who controls the online conversation, the man who has the power to make sure The View never fully recovers from this scandal. If he wanted to, he could bury this show in ways they never saw coming. And right now, it looks like he's already pulling the strings. Because the second Elon clapped back, the internet erupted. His tweet calling out Whoopi and Joy was brutal, but it was was just the beginning. Within minutes, it spread like wildfire, racking up millions of likes, shares, and comments. And the fallout, immediate. People were outraged, not just Musk's loyal fans, but everyday viewers who felt that The View had crossed a line.
On The View today, Whoopi made fun of Elon Musk's 4-year-old son.
So yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay?
You take aim at a 4-year-old? I mean, look, I get that he's operating at your reading level, but come on. At least have the decency to go after someone who's reached puberty.
They weren't just mad, they were calling for action. And that's when things really got out of control. The hashtag # cancel the view exploded across Twitter. And this wasn't just some temporary outrage that fades after a day. This one has staying power. People are actively demanding that The View face real consequences. Boycotts are being organized. Social media is flooded with calls to shut the show down. But here's where it gets even worse. This isn't just a PR nightmare. It's a business disaster, because when an audience turns on a show, the real problem isn't the tweets, it's the money. And right now, the money is in jeopardy. Major advertisers, the lifeblood of The View, are rethinking their partnerships. No company wants to be associated with a brand that's facing this much heat. And while social media outrage is one thing, corporate panic is another. Some sources claim that top-tier sponsors are already in serious talks about pulling their ads. And if that happens, that's devastating, because no advertisers means no revenue, and no revenue means The View is in serious trouble. So now the big question isn't if The View can repair the damage, it's whether they'll survive this at all. ABC executives are reportedly in a full-on meltdown, trying to strategize any way to contain the disaster. Whoopi and Joy are being pressured to address the controversy head-on, but anything they say could backfire. At this point, the network is desperate, the audience is furious, and Elon Musk.
What X is an adorable name, and perhaps a grown woman who named herself Whoopi should refrain from mocking a 4-year-old for the name his parents gave him. Yes, Whoopi picked that name for herself. She's actually Karen Elaine Johnson. Now, how did Karen become Whoopi? You're going to love this. According to Goldberg, once I started getting parts in plays, I wanted a name that sounded more interesting. Karen Johnson wasn't it. Some people at the rep called me Whoopi because I would let loose with a fart.
He's just getting started. If The View thought they could brush this under the rug, they seriously underestimated their opponent. The real question now is this the beginning of the end for The View? So here's the deal. This isn't just another controversy. This isn't just a headline that'll fade in a few days. This might be the moment that finally cracks The View beyond repair. For years, the show has thrived on pushing boundaries, stirring the pot, and keeping the audience on edge with their take-no-prisoners attitude. But this time, they might have gone too far, because when you go after Elon Musk's kid, you're not just stirring the pot, you're tipping it over, spilling everything and setting the kitchen on fire. It all started with what should have been a simple father-son moment. Elon Musk made a rare public appearance with his son at a major press conference. He stood there, proud. A father first, a billionaire second. It was a glimpse into his life that most people never get to see. A side of Elon that wasn't about Twitter battles, rocket launches, or AI, just him and his kid sharing a moment. But Whoopi Goldberg, she saw it differently. She didn't take it as a sweet father-son bond. Nope. She saw an opportunity, an opening, and she took it.
If you're a father, you will really understand. And there's nothing more motivating than looking at the future of your children and saying, what will I give them? Because the country that I build right now and help to protect, that's the one they're going to inherit. Will they have to spend their entire lives fixing my problems because I was such a selfish, lazy bastard? I preserved nothing for them? Or am I going to fix these things so that I do the hard work and they get the benefit?
Instead of letting it be what it was, a normal moment between a father and his child, Whoopi mocked the boy's name, and not in a casual passing way. She leaned into it. That classic smirk, that dripping sarcasm, the tone that says, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Almost like she was baiting people to react. And react they did. The audience laughed. Some of the co-hosts chuckled along. But the internet exploded. Because let's be real, this wasn't just about the name. This was about who said it, where she said it, and how she said it. Here's the thing, Elon Musk's son's name has been a topic of discussion since day one. People have been confused about how to pronounce it. They've made memes, they've joked about it online. But coming from a major TV personality on a national platform, that's a different level of trolling. This wasn't some anonymous Twitter user making a joke. This was Whoopi Goldberg sitting on a daytime talk show with millions of viewers throwing shade at a child. And for what? A few cheap laughs, a headline, a viral moment. The backlash was instant. People weren't just calling her out, they were furious. Parents were outraged, fans of The View were shocked, and even some of Whoopi's supporters found themselves questioning her choice of words. Because at the end of the day, this wasn't just about Elon Musk, it was about a kid, a child who didn't ask to be in the spotlight, a child who didn't sign up for public ridicule. And now, Whoopi Goldberg and The View are facing a storm that might be too big for them to ride out. Clips of Whoopi's comments spread like wildfire, and the internet did not hold back. Within minutes, the backlash was brutal. People were outraged, calling out The View for what they saw as a new low. One comment summed it up perfectly. The View making fun of a 4-year-old child. That's a new low even for them. Another person went even further, writing, Elon will just have to sue The View again, this time for everything they've got. And here's the kicker, this wasn't just Musk's fanbase defending him. Even people who couldn't stand Elon were calling this an absolute disaster. One comment that really took off read, insulting the beloved 4-year-old son of an often litigious man worth $400 billion is probably the most monumentally stupid move of a monumentally stupid woman. But if you thought Whoopi's comment was the worst part, oh no, because Joy Behar took things to a whole new level. Instead of reading the room, instead of maybe acknowledging that Whoopi's comment might have been out of line, she doubled down, and not in a casual way. She went off. What started as a discussion about Elon Musk's son somehow spiraled into a completely unhinged rant. Out of nowhere, Joy threw in a random and bizarre comment saying maybe Elon should have invested in better birth control if he didn't want people talking about his kid's name.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself.
Excuse me? What? How did we go from talking about a child's name to that? Even Whoopi looked caught off guard. Like, where is this going? The audience? Dead silent. It was one of those moments, the kind where you can physically feel the tension through the screen. Because whether you love Elon or hate him, dragging an innocent child into a debate about his father's life choices, that's just weird. It wasn't just a low blow. It was completely out of line. Viewers watching this train wreck in real time were stunned. People weren't just annoyed, they were genuinely confused. How did a simple discussion about a father-son moment turn into this? Social media erupted with people wondering what on earth Joy was thinking, but the rant wasn't over yet. Oh no, Joy kept going. She then started attacking Elon's spending habits, questioning why he even took his son to public events when, according to her, he's so obsessed with himself. At this point, people weren't just angry, they were baffled. What was supposed to be a casual TV segment had turned into an absolute circus. And the worst part? The damage was done. Clips were everywhere. The backlash was growing by the second, and The View, they had no idea what kind of storm was coming their way. This is coming from a woman who sits on a daytime talk show built on gossiping about celebrities' personal lives. The hypocrisy is off the charts. But just when you thought The View couldn't dig themselves into a deeper hole, they did. Because instead of taking a step back and realizing that maybe, just maybe, they went too far, the hosts kept going. No apologies, no backtracking, just more fuel to the fire. And now, the battle lines are drawn. On one side, you've got people saying Whoopi crossed a major line, that mocking a child, no matter who their parents are, is just wrong. Even critics who usually don't side with Elon are agreeing that this time, The View took it too far. People are questioning how far is too far when it comes to daytime talk shows that thrive on controversy. And this might be where audiences finally draw the line. But on the other side, you've got people claiming that this is exactly what Elon Musk wanted, that he's using this controversy as an excuse to go after what he calls the woke media. They say he loves playing the victim when it benefits him, and that this entire situation is just another way for him to flex his power over the media landscape. But here's the thing, when has Elon Musk ever backed down from a fight? Ever? This is the same man who bought Twitter just because he could. The same guy who openly clashes with politicians, celebrities, and entire corporations. And somehow, he always comes out on top. You really think he's just gonna ignore these comments? You think he's gonna let a daytime talk show get away with taking a jab at his kid? Absolutely not. At this point, The View might need to brace for impact, because if Elon wants to make an example out of them, this fight is far from over. And now the big questions remain. What happens next? Will this be the scandal that finally cancels Whoopi Goldberg? Will Elon Musk actually take legal action? Will The View be forced to apologize just to save themselves? Or will they double down yet again? And more importantly, what do you guys think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss out on the next big Hollywood scandal, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.